Hi everyone, my name is Damian, nice to meet you all, and I promise there is no dancing teddies in my presentation tonight. But if you really want me to, I will do a little dance here afterwards, or in the break, or whatever. So before I start, I would like to make a small confession. I know jack shit about social games. Sorry, I'm a media guy, I'm an ad man. I'm not a social media guru, so I don't really know anything about sort of creating these games or anything like that. So, but what I do know, and what hopefully will be useful and topical and relevant, is how to get people to buy, to download these games and to register for these games. Okay with that? So, okay, let's do a little pop quiz. Hands up, who is familiar with the Facebook advertising system? Awesome. Hands up who's actually used and run ads on the Facebook advertising system. Totally cool. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so, right, where am I? So, I don't know anything about social media game development. I'm really sorry. What I do know about is data and tracking and online advertising and high transactional performance media like paid search and affiliate marketing and display and ad serving and all that sort of stuff. And so I've worked at Trade Double. I was responsible for the commercial side of all of Trade Double's technology across all of their European markets. So I worked with agencies and advertisers and publishers to help them monetize what they had, to make their campaigns more effective, to track everything to a conversion, all that sort of, old media stuff. And so with that in mind, so my background is before that, it was all around paid search, and it was all around affiliate marketing, bless you. And I was really excited when this Facebook advertising platform came about because, I'm sort of preaching to the converted here a little bit, and you probably all already know this and may bottle me later, but the reach, the scale of Facebook is really quite impressive. 22 million registered users in the UK, is that right? Every month come to the site? Something like that. Half of those come back every single day. Whoa, that's pretty amazing. And when you combine that with the demographic and the targeting, the profile information that Facebook knows about their users, and also the possibility to buy ads against those users, you have a fantastic, a really compelling advertising proposition. Would you not agree? Excellent. Cool. So that's why I was quite excited about the whole thing, because, not since really Google and Yahoo, Overture and Go2 before that has anything similar really happened. And so this is really cool. So it's got scale, it's got frequency, recency of visits and all that sort of stuff, and it's got understanding of exactly who those users are. So just generally from an advertising, from a direct response or performance marketing perspective, Facebook is a really interesting platform. But there is a trick to making it work. And the trick is doing it at scale. And directly, is there anyone from Facebook here tonight? Okay, good. Hi, Facebook. Doing it directly with the Facebook advertising system, directly in the interface, which a number of you have done, I think, is really quite laborious. To do it properly, to do it effectively, is really quite difficult, because there's one, there's one way to make it work, and that way is to do it at enormous scale. Scale doesn't mean lots of spend and lots of money being spent, but it just means a complete breadth of a campaign. So to make it work, right, you have to have very, very precise targeting segments. So if you're targeting all adults, for example, it's no good going, right, I'm going to have one ad to target all these adults and then optimize based on that. You have to have very precise, serve a separate ad or identify a target, so 20-year-old males in Warrington, or 32-year-old females in Brixton. Are there any 32-year-old females in Brixton here? Shame. So you have to sort of structure a campaign with loads of different target segments, and then you have to serve or multi-test between 10 to 20 different creative ads to each of those individual segments. So when you're targeting all adults, for example, you have a campaign of thousands, literally tens of thousands of different ads. And managing that at that level is really, really hard, certainly through the clunky Facebook interface, which you see behind me. So this is what we built. When I rehearsed this, everyone was standing up and clapping at this point. Cheers. So this is the One Media Manager for Facebook. It was built in conjunction with the largest UK Facebook advertiser, which I think is actually one of the largest spending agency. I should correct myself. And I think they're actually the largest spending agency in the world. And they are a company called TBG. They're a specialist performance-based ad agency, so they'll work with people like Vodafone, and they'll say, hey, Vodafone, we can get you way more connections than you can get through any other channel. We'll just go away and take the media risk, and we'll make it all convert, and everyone will be laughing. And they'll charge based on a cost per connection, in this case. And so we went away and did this, and it took about 6 months, and we built it based on how TBG use it. So we built it based on how the biggest spending agency optimizes and manages and tracks and reports on their Facebook activity. And that equals scale, if you haven't already cottoned onto that. At this point, so, yes, there. So you click on an ad on Facebook, and then you go through to a website and make a purchase. Yes. Oh, yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Can we say questions till the end?
Okay. So at this point, I was going to talk a little bit about Facebook business models, but I guess that is pretty much everyone, is pretty much there with that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to mention this, other than it seems a bit weird that people buy bananas, pixelated bananas for like 10 cents and stuff like that. It just, for me, I'm quite an old-fashioned, untrendy, uncool, slightly balding, receding guy, and this strikes me as a little bit weird. But anyway, I still have played with mobsters on my phone and certain things, so I can understand a little bit about the social cachet, the social currency that's involved within this, and at the moment I'm doing really well on Gang Wars on my Android. Anyway, so we built this tool, and what it does, the three things it does, is enable you to create hundreds of thousands, probably, we haven't tested it at that level, but tens of thousands at least, of different ads simultaneously. When you're doing it directly in the interface, the Facebook interface, to do 5 takes you about half an hour. It also tracks everything to an ultimate conversion or a sale, and then allows you to optimize based on that, optimize your spend based on those sales, and multi-test different targeting options and different ad variants. And so I think it's pretty cool in that way. So these are obviously some of the different types of ads. Bringing it back to social gaming for a moment. All the ones that are highlighted there are on behalf of social games. Just to give you an idea of scale, you probably all know that Playdom in their first year generated $50 million US dollars revenue.